Today, we're excited to announce and share with you Langflow 1.6. Langflow 1.6 is our newest release with a ton of new features and improvements. All of that is visible in the public changelog since it's an open source project. You can find it on GitHub. For now, we're going to show you the latest features that we're the most excited about, starting with Langflow's native and first-class support for any type of file, especially parsing files that are semi-structured, unstructured, or structured. This enables enormous capabilities for RAG that we're super excited about because Langflow now bundles Docling, which previously used to be disparate components. This creates such a seamless experience. We're really excited to show you. So let's dive in. This is Langflow 1.6, and we're going to make a new blank flow. And immediately, let's just start gathering some data. So we're going to go to File, and we're going to choose a file. We're going to choose this PDF. Notice it's a PDF. And we're going to turn on our advanced parser. And look at this. We can choose from structured output, markdown, or just the path to the file. I want this PDF as markdown. And I'm going to click play. And you might be thinking at this point, okay, but like, what is this PDF? Well, I thought we could make a flow that gives us important data in relation to sleep and exercise by parsing some data and passing it to an agent. This PDF is actually a great scientific paper literally titled Exercise and Sleep, about the association between exercise and sleep. And so if we can combine that with maybe some historical exercise data, we can have a nice fitness agent that maybe even runs locally that helps us. Okay, so let's go back to Langflow now. And it's reading the PDF, but soon we're going to have the PDF as markdown. Okay, so it's done. Let's take a look at this. And so we can see that, wow, it's like actually parsed into text. That's actually super useful. Now let's add another file, which is my historical exercise data, and then connect it all together with an agent to get useful data. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to add another file. This file is going to be my exercise log. So we're going to go workouts. And as you can imagine, it's just workouts. And we're going to also just get that as text, Next, we need an input, a chat input. So I can ask questions to it. And this chat input is just going to sit right here. We need a prompt template to bring this all together, right? So we need to combine all of these into a nice little prompt. And we'll say, here's the latest sleep research. And we'll do research. Here's the user's workout data. We'll say workout. And we'll say answer their question. And we'll give question as a variable. Okay. So now we've got some new variables. So question goes right here. The file, aka the research, goes right here. And the workout history goes right here. Fantastic. Now we need an agent. So I'm just going to go grab an agent, drag the agent on here. And this is going to be for Omini. We're just going to paste it in. Great. So now we can ask questions to this. And so let's go to the playground and say, judge the quality of my training, right? And we're going to hit send. And so now it's going to like read the PDF, read the CSV or the workout semi-structured file, and it's going to actually give us a response. How cool. This will take a couple seconds, but let's go check in on it. Okay, so what you can see is it failed, and it failed because we have way too much context, and that's true. Like my workout CSV is massive. It has everything I've ever done for the past like 4-5 years, right? And in fact, if we go look at it here on the canvas, we can see that it's like 0.5 MB of just text, right? That's enormous. And so since the file component allows different formats, we can actually process the contents of a semi-structured file. This was all by design. And so let's do that. So what we're going to do is instead of raw content as text, I want structured content. Notice it severed that connection. And we'll add a few intermediary steps between our CSV or our structured data and our prompt. Specifically, I want to do operations on it. So we're going to go to processing, and we're going to go to data operations right here. And so now we can accept data frames. In fact, it's data frame operations. And so we'll accept this as a data frame, and we can filter. And I just want stuff from where date contains 2025, meaning I just want like this year. Honestly, it's what I care about. So now that we've filtered it, we need to find a way to bring this back into a format that our prompt template can consume. We need to add one more intermediary step. And for that, we're going to do parse. So we'll get parse just get a parser right here. Look at that. It's fantastic. And so now we'll take the data frame, turn it into text for our prompt template, and hand it over to our agent. You see, I hope the value of this is not lost on you, where what we're doing is we're just like uploading a file and we can do operations on it because Langflow 1.6 can parse in a variety of different ways, okay? So now we have less data, we're gonna consume less context. Let's run this flow, but this time I'm not gonna do it in the playground because I want you to see the ways it connects everything together. You can see this with a slightly darker outline here in our canvas, okay? So I'm going to say, judge the quality of my training. And now, as I hit play, you'll watch it go through a variety of steps. So let's do that. So let's hit play. And so you can see it's spending some time here with the dark outline, but you ideally would have seen that cross paths. Feel free to rewind if you haven't seen it. It's so cool. Okay. Cool. So we were just at the prompt template, and now the agent is generating stuff with our lesser context. So the response is ready. Check it out. To evaluate the quality on your training based on the provided data. Overall, the quality of your training appears to be good based on all of this stuff right here, right? And so we've done it. We didn't actually see anything in the playground because we forgot a chat output. So let's add a chat output right here. Now we should have some stuff in the playground. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete this session and we'll run the whole thing again. This time we receive chat output in the playground. Okay, seems to be done. Visit the playground. There we go. To evaluate the quality of training based on provided workout data and the sleep research article, here's the details. Conclusion, your training appears to be good. And if we click in here, we can actually see all the parsed workout stuff up here. And we can also see, if we keep scrolling, it's a lot of data, and we can see the scientific paper as marked down. So our stuff is working. And when we think this is going to be a game changer for the way we work with data, structured, semi-structured, or unstructured in Langflow. In the interest of time, I'll talk about 2 more features that we're really excited about, but we'll leave you to go explore them yourself. The second feature that we're super excited about is that Langflow 1.6 comes with full API compatibility with the OpenAI Responses API. That's right, you can now use it with any OpenAI compatible SDK or library because it's just compatible with OpenAI's Responses API. To demonstrate this, let's use it with the same flow. So if we come here, we're gonna just give our flow maybe a name. So we'll call this Sleep Fitness Coach. And we'll copy, this is the flow ID. This is going to be important. So we'll copy the flow ID. And now we can query the same flow using the OpenAI Responses API style compatibility. Let's take a look at this. So we're going to do that with curl. So this is my command line. And if I type in curl, I've already ran this. This is the endpoint, Langflow's host /API v1 responses. That's the standard endpoint that's fully OpenAI API compatible. So now you say, hey, I'm sending you some JSON, and the model is what you specify as your flow ID. So we're just going to remove this, and we're going to talk to this flow that I just built right here. So that's not the flow ID because I cut it apparently. Let's go up here and paste. That's the flow ID. Input. Is sleep important, right? And so we're going to send this off, and it's going to do its thing here with curl. And in a couple seconds, we'll have a response straight from our OpenAI Responses API compatible new endpoint in 1.6. Let's take a look there. So we have a response, and this whole thing is 100% compatible with OpenAI's Responses API. So the format, the return format, is exactly what you'd expect, which is you've got content, and output content, and then text here from the model. Yes, sleep is extremely important, etc. Straight from our data. I just ran that flow. Absolutely incredible. In fact, we may be able to see in the playground. There you go. So that's the session from our curl request, and you see it's right there. So new API endpoint that is also super exciting, that works with industry standard compatibility formats, but also SDKs that you may be using already. This gives you more exciting and compatible ways and seamless ways to use Langflow. In many ways, 1.6 is a release based around a seamless experience, where over time, and believe me, we could spend a lot more talking about new features. One final feature I'll mention is that Langflow is an MCP or Model Context Protocol server. Now in 1.6, you can add OAuth support to Langflow's MCP server so that any MCP client can authenticate with it as an OAuth client. It supports OAuth out of the box. We'll leave you to explore that yourself in the docs. What you can expect over the next few days and weeks is more content about Langflow 1.6, where we go into a lot more detail about these new features specifically, meaning native support for all kinds of files and structured, unstructured, or semi-structured data, as well as the OpenAI Responses API compatibility and MCP authentication and authorization with OAuth, and a bunch of other features. So we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're not already, and our developer blog and our newsletter, because we're going to be communicating a lot about the great stuff that's new in 1.6. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.